Hey fellow garage golfers, Rolling here with Garage Golf, where we provide extraordinary golf info for the extraordinary golfer. It's one of our favorite times here at Garage Golf. It's club testing time. Let's see what our friends at Mizuno brought us to check out today. All right, thanks again for watching and welcome back. Here at Garage Golf, we provide information on golf products, golf equipment, golf simulators, and pretty much anything golf related. So if you're new to our channel, make sure to subscribe, click that bell notification so you're alerted of new videos like the one you're watching here today. And as always, if you have any questions anytime, reach out to me anytime at roland@mygaragegolf.com. And don't forget to check out our fully revamped website at www.mygaragegolf.com. It has all of our YouTube videos on there. It has a questionnaire if you're interested in building your own golf simulator. And if you're interested in building your own golf simulator, I want to be your go-to person. Helps out the channel if you use some of our links, and we'll guide you in the right direction. Plus, we don't sell anything directly, so we'll give you honest input and advice. Make sure to check out our website. All right, so jumping right into the video. As you know, here at Garage Golf, we do everything from a mid-handicapper's perspective. I'm about an 18 handicap, so we're gonna get these clubs unboxed. We're gonna show you what Mizuno sent to us to test out. We're gonna do some testing here in the simulator, play a couple virtual holes, and maybe even get it out to the golf course. So let's go ahead and check it out. Let's see what they brought us. All right, so no fake unboxings here. As you see, it's fully sealed. We got this today. I wanted to go ahead and unbox it right away because we're gonna try to get this out to the golf course as quick as we can. So if you watch our video and you see how we do some of our reviews, you're gonna be like, hey, this guy's just like me. In fact, he probably has a worse swing than I do. Well, it's kind of the whole appeal to the channel. It's kind of what we do. And if you've watched anything like Rick Shields or Mark Crossfield and you see someone hitting a golf ball 350 yards every time, you're not gonna see that here, I guarantee you. But what you are gonna get is a mid-handicap golfer's perspective, someone who's out there, weekend warrior type of golfer like yourself, from like many of us out there. And I'm gonna try to give you a review from our perspective, which I think is severely lacking out there on social media. Let me know your thoughts. All right, so we got the box open. Let's go ahead and show you what's inside the box and what Mizuno sent for us to test here on the channel at Garage Golf. All right, so really cool packaging here by Mizuno. And what we're gonna have is the JPX 923 hot metal. So there are 3 irons in this series. This is the middle series. This is gonna be geared towards mid to higher handicap golfers like myself. They also have the JPX 923 Pros, which isn't really in my category. Possibly Danny could have tested those here at the channel. We may have that in the future as well, so keep an eye out for that possibly. And then we have the 923, JPX 923 Hot Metal HLs, which I believe stands for higher loft. So those, again, are gonna be geared towards mid to high handicap golfers, but I think this is kind of the sweet spot for us. Let's show you some up close footage of the clubs. If you've watched our channel before, you see that we did test out the 921 Hot Metals with great reviews on them. So I'm looking forward to testing these out. This is the gap wedge, and I have this and anything between a 5-iron through the gap wedge, I believe. So we're gonna test them out. I'm gonna test out 3 clubs probably, and we're gonna probably test out something like the 5-7 and probably gap or pitching wedge. And we're gonna test those against my current gamers right now, which are gonna be the PXGs, and see how we do side-by-side comparison. Again, remember, these are not custom fitted for me. These have the Dynamic Gold 95 R300 shaft, which is the regular flex. And obviously I was custom fitted for PXG. So we're gonna test them out side by side though, check them out. We're gonna play a couple holes of virtual golf with them, take some different types of shots with them and really test them out. And then we'll probably take them out to the golf course as well to give you more data. Let's show you some of the footage of the clubs. They're really, really beautiful. I wanna show them to you up close. All right, so some absolutely gorgeous clubs in the Mizuno 923 Hot Metals. We're really looking forward to testing them out here on the channel. Again, these are a high-speed cavity back, one-piece nickel chromoly design, as they basically tout that on their website. So all the technology that's packed in, and Mizuno's always really good about packing in technology with their irons. So we're looking forward to testing them out. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna test out the 5-iron, the 7-iron, and the gap wedge. And again, I've tested out those same shots already. I've already pre-hit shots with my current gamer. Now keep in mind, lofts are a little bit different between the two sets of clubs. So we're just gonna kind of use it as a baseline. And the gap wedge, for example, it's a 48 with the Mizuno versus a 50 degree with the PXGs, I believe. But we're just going to use it as a baseline just to see how we do, how our dispersion circle goes, take a look at it, then we'll hit some real shots on the golf course, obviously, and on the virtual golf course to see what kind of shots we can get, what kind of distances we're seeing from those shots. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start off probably with the gap wedge and work my way up from there, and we'll take some shots. I'll show you a few of those shots, and then in the end, we'll evaluate those numbers together and see what we're looking at with the Mizuno JPX 923 Hot Metals. All right, as always, we're gonna dim the light so you can see the ball flight a little easier and some of the numbers, but we'll go over the numbers with you at the end. We're starting off with the JPX 923 Hot Metal and the gap wedge, which is a 48-degree loft. We're gonna hit about 10 shots or so. We'll take out any really massive miss hits. Again, mid-handicap golfer here, so massive chunks or duffs, but everything else we're gonna keep in there. Make sure we're getting good quality shots for you to take a look at. I won't show you all the shots, but I'll show you a few for each club, and then we'll go over the numbers at the end. Okay, good quality strike that time. See what kind of numbers we get. Yeah, so 115. It's gonna be a little bit longer than what I would get with my PXG gap wedge just because the loft is different. 69.86 backspin on that one. Let's keep going. That one felt pretty good. Nice little draw there. Really good feel off the face, feels really smooth. It's always a nice feel. You know that Mizuno feel if you've ever hit a Mizuno iron. More backspin there, 81.52, and a nice little draw. So the 7-iron has a real nice look behind the ball. You do see slight part of the cavity back from address, but it does give you a little bit extra confidence if you're a mid-handicap golfer. So nothing crazy where it sticks out a ridiculous amount, but you do see a little bit of that bulk behind the club just so you're aware at home. Good solid strike there. Saw a 166 carry with that 7. Pretty darn good, actually. I'd be more about 155 to 160 with my current gamer. So really good numbers there so far. All right, so we're moving on to the 5-iron now. And again, what I'm actually doing, I'm taking the best 5 shots that we hit out of about 10. That's what I did with the PXG, so we're gonna be able to compare them more side to side. Again, with the 5-iron, a little bit more of a back to it, chunky back to it. Again, that does not bother me as a mid-handicap golfer. I like that personally. So we're gonna hit about 5 good solid shots out of 10, take the best ones we hit, take out any duffs or misreads, and we'll show you the numbers here in the end. So let's see how the 5-iron does here. Good little draw there. All right, 31.49 backspin, 165 total carry. Let's keep going. Ouch. Duffer. McDufferton. Better launch on that one for sure. That should give me a little bit more distance. Yeah, 175, 190 total rollout on that one. That was a good shot. All right, so we're gonna hop into these numbers really quick. I'm gonna walk you through them very quickly just to show you and give you a better idea on how I did with these Mizuno JPX 923 Hot Metals versus my current gamers now, which are the PXG. So let's go ahead and go over the gap wedge first. Now again, remember the Mizuno is a 48-degree loft. The gap wedge for the PXG is a 50-degree loft, so we're gonna factor that in a little bit. I'll go over these kind of quickly. Total carry with the Mizuno was 103.8 versus 94.6 with the PXGs. I also got further distance as well, of course, which is to be expected at 107.3 versus 98.3. 85.5 from my ball speed versus 79.7. So I am seeing a faster ball speed. I'm also seeing more backspin, which is kind of cool because I'm actually 2 degrees lower loft and got 81.23 total backspin versus 75.29. So I'm getting a good amount of backspin with that wedge, which is really nice at a lower loft. Launch angle 31.3 versus 33. Again, that's going to be expected with a lower loft. Apex 84 versus 76.9. So check that out. That's, again, a lower loft with a higher apex and a higher flight time, 5.3 seconds versus 5.0. Let's go ahead and check the group dispersion on those. You're going to see these. Again, I'm colorblind. Please forgive me. I'll call these red. They may not be red. If they're not red, you know, I'm going to look dumb, but that's all right. And I'll call these blue, and they may not be blue. They could be purple, but I'm colorblind, so please forgive me. You're going to see these are the Mizunos. These are the actual, my current gamers, the PXGs. So we're seeing a nice dispersion circle with both, but again, more distance, which is to be expected with the Mizunos. However, the numbers that kind of surprised me the most were going to be the actual flight time, and the apex is higher. So that's something to keep in mind with those Mizunos. Let's move on to the 7-iron now. So with the 7-iron, we also have a 2-degree loft difference in the Mizunos at 28-degree loft and the PXGs at a 30-degree loft. So we're going to factor that in throughout all this, but I got to keep it as close as I can with what I have to work with. So I definitely wanted to kind of show you just as a comparison. We're not really comparing these head-to-head. We're really just comparing these side-by-side because I am very comfortable with my gamers, and I want to show you what the Mizuno's doing in comparison to another club that I'm very comfortable with. So Mizuno 159.7 total carry with a 7-iron, 151.2 total carry with the PXGs, 170 rollout versus 159.7, getting more rollout there for sure. Ball speed, again, faster with the Mizunos at 109.8 versus 106.8. Backspin is lower at 40.80 versus 46.05. Descent angle 43.5 versus 42.5. Apex, again, higher with the Mizunos with a lower loft. So this is something I'm seeing across the board now. 86.4 versus 78.5. And again, a higher flight time at 5.7 seconds. Let's go ahead and check the dispersion ratio here. You're going to see the Mizunos here, and you'll see the PXGs here. So again, I'm getting further distance, which is to be expected. We're seeing very similar dispersion circles in regards to tightness of how close they are. Got a couple more towards the center line with the PXGs than I do with the Mizunos. I was drawing that a little bit more with the Mizunos. But again, not a bad dispersion circle for either one, and I'm getting a little more distance with the Mizunos. Let's move down to the 5-iron now and finish up there. Okay, so for the 5-iron on the PXG is a 23-degree loft, and for the JPX Hot Metal is a 22-degree loft. So this can be a little bit closer comparison than we've had on the other two with a 2-degree loft difference. Mizuno, this is again 5-iron, 176.2 total carry versus 172.7 total carry with the PXGs. 192 rollout versus 190. We're looking at ball speed 115.2 versus 114.2. 3107 backspin versus 3038 for PXG. We'll look at descent angle again, 40.1 versus 36.8. Check out the apex on the Mizunos versus the PXG. Now, we're only talking about a 1-degree loft difference here. 82.1 apex with the 5-iron versus 69.7 apex with the PXGs, which is kind of surprising to me because when I was hitting them, I felt like it had a more of a lower lofted launch. I think I even mentioned it when I was hitting. But again, when I started really dialing it in and hitting it flush, I started seeing some numbers that were pretty impressive for me, over 200 yards total with a couple of the shots that I hit. Again, a flight time 5.7 versus 5.4. 1-degree loft difference this case, but again, across the board, higher apex, higher flight time. Very, very interesting on both. We'll check the dispersion circle. This is a very tight dispersion circle. This is the PXGs here. This is a very good dispersion circle. I hit one shot a little bit to the right that I factored in, but other than that, 4 very close to the center line. And when we look at dispersion circles, what's really the most important figure that we look at is how many of them are around the same distance, because if you lock in distance, all you have to really do is lock in location from there. And we got a very nice dispersion circle here on the Mizuno. So very, very pleased with that. Again, I love my PXGs. I continue to use them. And, you know, the Mizunos, the JPX 923s, gave them a really good run for their money for sure. And especially with a club that's not custom fitted to me or to my needs. I could definitely game these irons. I'm very, very impressed with them. Great feel, buttery smooth when you hit them soft. They're very forgiving, and I don't think you can go wrong with any Mizunos overall, but the JPX 923 Hot Metals is high up on my list for sure. All right, so knowing our numbers is really key, and it's important to figuring out if it's a right golf club for you. But part of knowing our numbers is also knowing how accurate we can be with a golf club. So I'm gonna take you on a little journey now, and what we're gonna do is apply this to some real world application. What you're looking at behind me is hole number 1 of Bay Hill. I averaged between 100 and 105 total carry with my gap wedge with the Mizuno JPX 923. I've lined me up for 103 away now on hole number 1 of Bay Hill. We'll do a different course and a different hole for each club. We're gonna take 5 shots. We're gonna see how many times out of 5 shots, unedited, we can hit the green and be putting potentially for a birdie. So let's see how we do. Again, unedited this time. I will put in every single shot I hit out of the 5. You will see those shots, 100% honesty here, and I will show you how well we do with each club. Let's see how we do. I think that's a really important factor. So we're gonna start with the gap wedge, 103 yards away, 5 shots, see how many shots we can land on the green at Bay Hill. Hit that one a little fat. That's an X. Okay, better strike there. All right, so 1 for 2 so far. All right, not bad, 2 for 3. Oh, see how we do on that one. Don't know if that's gonna make it. Oh, 2 for 4. So I like doing this kind of testing because I think this is really important. This is the real kind of shot you'd be hitting on a golf course. And this is where my vulnerability will come in when I hit bad shots, but that seemed a little wonky. Oh. Hit that one too strong. All right, 2 for 5 with the gap wedge. Let's move up to the 7-iron. Let's see how we do with that one. All right, so for the next step in our journey, we're moving down to the 7-iron. We're gonna take you to hole number 9 on East Lake Country Club. I was averaging about 160 with the 7-iron total carry. I have a shot though, everything at East Lake is uphill or downhill. So I have a shot that's uphill. I'm gonna put about 154 away or so. Let's see how we do. We're gonna hit 5 shots, and let's see how many we get on the green. Be a little bit tougher with this being an uphill shot. If I get 2 out of 5, I'll be happy, but hopefully we'll get more than that. Good strike there. See how we do. Okay, we're on the green, we're putting there. All right, stay on, stay on. I think that'd be all right. Stop. Not perfect, but I'll take it. Still on the green. That might be, oh, it's coming back. Ooh. Oh, all right. I never had a hole-in-one, even in the virtual golf world. Maybe one day. All right, so what was that, 3 for 4? All right, let's take it. One more. As you can see, my ball flight will do different things based upon how poorly I hit it. That's all right. It's a thin shot. It's gonna be in the bunker. Okay, well, not horrible. 3 for 5. We're gonna move on to the 5-iron and see how we do there. But I do like the real world application. Let me know what you think about us actually using these on some actual holes and testing it out here in the simulator that way. All right, and last but not least, we're gonna move down to the 5-iron. We're gonna be playing hole number 4 at Pacific Dunes Golf Course. As you can see, a nice scary ledge over there to the right and water, a really small green, and it looks really far away. So let's see how we do. But again, this is one that we'll have to see what kind of accuracy I'm gonna have, because I sprayed that one a little bit over the map. But we're gonna take 5 shots with it, and let's see how many times we can get it on the green. Looks like I'm gonna miss that one left. Good shot, but a little left of the green. Now I tend to play a little bit of a draw normally, and I'm afraid of that cliff on the right side, so I'm wondering if my tendency is gonna be to go left of that green, but let's try to go right at it this time. Okay, and that's what happens, you try to go right at it. Bye, ball. And that would have been down in the ocean in real life, I'm sure. 0 for 2. Pray that it gets up there. Better to be lucky than good. We'll take that one. Not my best strike by far. That seemed to be good. Stay. Stay. Don't you give me a... Okay. Whew. That was a good one. Good contact. Just wanted to leak a little bit at the end. 2 out of 4. Can we do 3 for 5 on a far distance here with a 5-iron? Let's see. I'm using GSPRO Golf Simulator for the course play that we're doing. The numbers between GSPRO and View sometimes slightly differ, just so you're aware. So if you see a lower carry or something, that may be why. Also, elevation factors in as well. Let's do one more shot here. Okay, that's right at it. That's right at it. Whew. All right. 3 out of 5, I'll take that. In fact, the worst I think I did was with the gap wedge. So not bad. Really, really pleased with these irons. All right, so some really good testing. We hit some shots on the driving range. We hit some shots in some real world application. Let me know what you think about the course play and kind of getting an average of where I hit these clubs and then testing out in a real world application. I really kind of like how I broke that down this time, but I wanted to see what you guys think at home, because I'm not always able to get on the golf course and test. Sometimes it's really difficult to film out there, but I do my best. So hopefully you like it. I will try to take these out to the golf course and do a full round with them and just kind of show you some more actual footage on the golf course, real turf interaction, see how they do. I'm obviously assuming they're going to do quite well. That's what they're geared towards. And I have a really good insert here on my simulator that mimics real grass. I feel very, very well. I've seen numbers on my insert versus real grass numbers, and I tend to be very, very similar. So that's really, really good. Of course, not every shot in the real golf course is going to be on a nice line like I have here. So that's something I always like to test out on the golf course. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions on the JPX 923 hot metals, I'd love to answer those for you from a mid-handicap's perspective. And of course, if you want to see anything else here on the channel, just let us know anytime. Reach out to me at Roland@MyGarageGolf. So next step, let's take these out to the golf course, get a quick little test in. I'll show you some footage from us out on the golf course using these clubs, give you a little bit more feedback, and we'll finish this video up. Let's go ahead and head out there now. Okay, so we're just going to show you a few brief shots. As you see here, we have a par 3 with a 7-iron. Really good shot here, landed right of the flagstick. I'm going to show you a full hole here in a minute, but I just want to show you a few of the shots throughout the entire day. Had a really, really good response with these irons. You see another shot here that I hit near the flagstick. Overall, the entire day, I was really, really impressed with them. Here we got a gap wedge shot that we're going to be taking onto the green. Missed it a little bit to the left here, but overall, a really, really good strike. Great feel to these clubs. And here, one more shot to kind of give you an idea. Here's a 7-iron. And again, really good contact. And again, after this, I'm going to show you kind of a unique challenge that we came up with here at Garage Golf. We got another shot landing left of the green here. Overall, really, really good feel throughout the day. All right, so we're going to take you on a little journey here using the JPX 923 hot metals. And we're going to try to do is play a par 5, which is 535 square feet. And we're going to play it only using the JPX irons. and that means on the green and everything. So let's see if we can get a par, or let's just see how badly we do. We're gonna start off with a 5-iron, see how far down there we can hit it. I feel confident today for some reason, but let's see. Ooh, nice shot. I swear I hit that further than most of my drivers. Down the left cart path. Let's go see how we did. All right, so apparently my wife informed me that I said square feet, so it's probably my inner realtor in me. So sorry, it's 560 yards, not 535 square feet. So my apologies. Let's see where our ball ended up here. Looks like we're right here along the left side of the fairway. Okay. I swear I've hit this further than some of my drivers for sure with that 5-iron, so that's a good start. 361 roughly. That's what I have. So, 361. Let's go ahead and say that 6-iron now. We'll try a 5. That did well. Let's try a 6 just to mix it up. Okay, a little bit down the right side, but not a bad strike at all. See what kind of bounce we got. All right, so I got 172. Let's go ahead and try a 7-iron from back here. Decent strike, gonna be a little right again. All right, we're gonna have to pitch it up and hopefully make a putt for par. So all I have is a gap. So we have to punch a gap up there, and then we're gonna have to make a putt with that gap. You can step over, it's fine. And our reward is we get a few seconds in the shade when we get the putt, hopefully. All right, let's see how we do here. Kind of a modified putt to get me up there. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, can ask for a better chip there. Let's see if we can make this putt now. The Mizuno Par 5 Challenge. Can I make a putt? Probably not. Gotta cut this ball. Can't even make a putt with my real putter. No, darn it. We'll take it for bogey. That's not quite bad. What do you think, Olivia?
I thought it was pretty good.
I get double bogeys on here all the time using my driver, so maybe I should just go that route from now on. Would actually had a good chance to make that putt. All right, so that's it for today here with the Mizuno JPX 923 Hot Metals. Absolute pleasure to be able to test them out and hit them from a mid-handicap perspective. Is it gonna make you hit par immediately? Absolutely not. Will you enjoy actually hitting these clubs? Absolutely. They're buttery smooth when you hit them right. When you miss hit them, you still feel it, which is good. You want that feedback. Par 5 challenge with Mizuno almost made a par, and that's pretty good because on this par 5, I often get bogey or even worse. So putting with the actual iron for par from about 4 or 5 feet away, I definitely would take that any day of the week. So really, really cool. I want to thank Mizuno for sending these to us. Not an affiliate from Mizuno or anything, so they give us freedom to go ahead and give them an honest review. If you're considering a new set of irons and you're a mid to high handicap golfer, JPX 923 Hot Metals, definitely something I would recommend for you to check out at home. All right, so that's it for today's video, but I really want to thank you guys for hanging out with us. As always, if you have any questions, reach out to me, Roland, at mygaragegolf.com. As always, if you have any questions, let me know. I want to be your go-to contact for anything at home, so let me know if there's something you'd like to see on the channel or anything else. We really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. As always, till the next time we see you, keep on golfing. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks again.